supercar. With beauty and grace, as swift as can be, watch it flying through the air. It travels in space or under the sea, and it can journey anywhere. Supercar, supercar. It travels on land or roams the skies, through the heavens' stormy rage. It's Mercury manned and everyone cries, it's the marvel of the age. Supercar, supercar, supercar!
You see that, Jimmy? The Navy's got a new bathysphere, and they are going to make the deepest underwater dive that's ever been known.
Gee, Professor, what's a bathysphere?
Well, it's like a great big ball, Jimmy, with two men inside. They use it for going down into the sea, much deeper than a submarine.
Deeper than supercar could go?
Much deeper than that. It says here that the bathysphere is on a naval boat near New Zealand, and they are going halfway down to one of the deepest seabeds in the world. Jimmy, I tell you something. I'd rather be here on dry land.
The time is 1200 hours. 1200 hours. Dive will commence now.
Mistral calling Lulu. Mistral calling Lulu. Dive commencing now at 1200 hours. 1200. Synchronize clocks now, please. This is Mistral here.
Dive now commencing. All personnel connected with dive, take stations now. Personnel connected with dive, take stations.
Mistral to Lulu. Clearing telephone 9 for check now. Over.
Lulu calling Mistral Control. This is Commander Keith speaking. From Bathysphere, Lulu. We hear you loud and clear. Better hold on, John. We should be hitting the water any minute.
Okay, Phil. I'll watch it.
Lulu to Mistral.
I wish you'd tell those boys to drop it slower. John always cracks his head when we hit the water.
Check, Commander.
All set, John?
All set.
Cast off. Commence dive. Dive commenced 12:03 Greenwich Mean Time.
12:03 it is. Depth?
30 feet, 40, 50, 60. Depth reading now 3,500 fathoms. Descent normal. Testing ASDIC Morse transmitter.
Mistral here, ready to receive ASTIC code groups. Go ahead, please, Lulu.
Do you read us, Mistral?
We read you.
Message AZ. AZ. AZ received clearly.
Well, that's something anyway. The telephone line may not stand the pressure at this depth, but it's well to have a second line of defense. Hello, Mistral. Hello, Mistral.
Mistral to Lulu. Report on descent, please.
Descent normal, controlled. Rate 4 feet per second. Batteries 3/4 charged. All's well.
I repeat, descent normal, all's.
Mistral here. Hello, Lulu. Hello, Lulu. Come in, Lulu. This is Mistral here, Lulu. Come in, please. Do you still read me, Lulu? Your signal strength has fallen to 0. Reply by ASTIC, please. This is Mistral Control here. ASTIC message received from Lulu reads, float damaged. Sinking out of control, danger. We have lost telephone contact. I repeat, we have lost telephone contact with the sphere.
There is still no contact with the Navy divers who are trapped in a bathysphere while on a test dive off New Zealand.
Gee, Professor, does that mean they can't speak to them by telephone?
That's right, Jimmy, but I expect they are using an ASDIC Morse transmitter.
What's that, Professor?
Well, Jimmy, the simplest way I can explain it is this. You know about the radar, I'm sure.
Oh, sure, Professor. I guess everyone's heard of that.
Well, ASDIC is the equivalent of radar, but underwater.
Now, Mike, about this ultrasonic gun, are you ready for a test?
Okay by me, Dr. Beaker. Guess we'll have to turn supercar around so that we can fire into the blast wall. We better do it while there's no one around to get in the line of fire.
Right, Mike. I'll take over in the control room.
Okay, Doc. Guess it's time I had some target practice. Who knows? We may need to use this sooner than we thought.
Let me see now. We charge first, I believe.
That's it, Doc. Okay, charging port. I'll just give her 10,000. Interlock on.
Roger, pilot.
Charging starboard. Firing engines 1 and 2. Okay, all aboard for the carousel. Here we go. A coconut? Good thing Mitch isn't around.
Just give me a chance to get clear, Mike. And then take aim.
Okay, I'll line up the sights on Clearview. I'm on target, Doc. Countdown starting now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Mitch!
No, we couldn't have.
By Jove, that was close.
I guess that scared Mitch almost as much as it did me.
It seems that the Doc's ultrasonic gun is a success, and you may have a use for it right now. Have you heard the latest news about those divers in New Zealand? Something has gone wrong. They are trapped at the bottom of the sea.
Trapped? Guess it's just our kind of job, Doc. What do you say, Professor?
Well, whatever you and Beaker think, Mike.
Their only hope is supercar.
Interlock on.
Fire one! Charging starboard.
Opening roof doors.
They're open. Fire two. Right, Doc?
Roger.
Full throttle vertical.
Call us when you're airborne, Mike.
Will do.
Supercar to console. Am setting course 205 magnetic at 1,000 knots. Altitude 10,000 feet. Over.
We have your course marked on Clearview monitor, pilot.
Where are they going, Professor?
Right here, in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Here is where the bathysphere is exploring.
It's marked as awful deep.
It certainly is, Jimmy. Over 4,000 fathoms. That's more than 5 miles down.
Gee, I wonder what's happened to him.
Still no luck with the phone, John?
Not a peep. The cable must have parted. We'll have to use the ASDIC microphone all the time.
Better keep transmitting. It'll give them a fix to locate us by. Any ideas what happened?
I don't know, Phil. Something hit us, that's for sure. The float's punctured. Can't you see out of the porthole?
Not much, except rocks. Reckon we're jammed?
Could be. We're in a fair mess if so. Nobody's likely to come and pull us out from this depth.
Anything yet, Lieutenant?
No, sir. They still keep transmitting. We keep getting short bursts on the Aztec, but nothing long enough to read a message from.
Well, keep trying. We'll start a slow search. Call as soon as you hear them again.
Aye, sir.
Let's have another try, John. How much shot ballast left?
Still half full, sir.
Let it all go, then. I'm not worried about oxygen yet, but we can't stay down here forever.
Suppose she suddenly frees herself. If we've lost all our ballast, we'll go up like an express train.
Can't help it. We'll just have to hold our stomachs.
Right, sir. Jettisoning shot, then.
Is she moving?
Afraid not. Ballast silo's empty now.
Right. Then we can do without the main batteries, too. They weigh about a ton.
But what about the searchlight?
We'll keep on the reserve lighting battery. We gotta get off the bottom, John.
Fair enough. Dropping main batteries.
Still no luck, eh?
Can't tell whether it's just that we're jammed between rocks or whether the float's badly holed as well. Now what?
Now we save our breath and think. Oh, and keep trying with the Aztec signals. Supercar to base, approaching dive zone now. We'll be breaking radio contact shortly.
Console to Supercar, we hear you. Don't take any unnecessary risks, Mike. Remember, we've never tried a really deep dive before.
The pressure down there must be terrific, Professor.
At 4,000 feet, Jimmy, it will be more than 10,000 pounds per square inch.
Right, Doc. Here we go. Stand by to dive. Keep your eye on the depth gauge, Dr. Beaker. I'm not letting up. And send a short message on the Aztec microphone. It'll probably puzzle our friends up above in the Mistral.
Just got an Aztec message, sir. I can't understand it.
You have the code book, haven't you, Lieutenant?
It's not in code, sir. Straight Morse.
Okay, read it.
Yes, sir. It says supercar or something, diving to rescue, out. I still don't understand it. Supercar? What's that?
How are we doing?
8,000 feet. That's diving at 10 feet per second. That's dangerously fast.
We're all right. I don't see any leaks.
Can you still see the telephone cable?
Sure, there it is. As long as we can stick to that, we can't go far wrong. But we don't know where the break is.
Well, it's probably quite near to the bathysphere itself, I should say.
Well, how do you know? And that reminds me, just before we took off back in the lab, you said something about our needing that.
Well, I meant that it was likely that the cable was not broken, but cut through, or if you like, bitten through.
Hey!
What?
We've reached the end of the cable. It looks like a clean break, though. Hey, what? Doc.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. First we get phony messages on the intercom, and now...
What's the problem, Lieutenant? And don't mutter.
Sir. Well, sir, I've got a metallic echo at 3,000 fathoms.
Great. They must be coming up.
It's not the commander and Fraser, sir. It's moving about too fast for that. Anyway, it's going down, not up. And it's zigzagging, too. What on earth's going on down there?
Here it comes again. Doc, it must weigh a couple of tons or more.
Probably, very probably. Charge ultrasonic cannon.
There he is. You ready, Doc?
Quite ready.
Here he comes. Steady. Steady. Fire! Whew, got it. Wow. I hope there aren't many of his friends around. It's getting a bit close in here, John. How's the air?
Just finishing the test now. It's not too good, I'm afraid, Phil. Oxygen's all right for the moment, but there's something else in the air. Can you smell anything?
Yes, I can. It's gas from the batteries.
We're overloading them, that's why.
We'll have to blow the cabin clear with oxygen. Stand by.
Don't waste any, Skipper. We need it all.
Clear now. How much have we got left?
2 hours.
2 hours? We'll need the emergency supply.
That was the emergency supply you were using just now, Phil. We've been down for 4 hours.
Oh, boy, we're in trouble then, I'm afraid, John. Signal to surface anyway.
Sure. We're not dead yet.
Only faint signals now, sir. I think their power's running out. They may have jettisoned the main batteries.
Depth, Dr. Beaker?
Nearly 4,000 fathoms.
And not a leak anywhere. Isn't she a beauty, Doc?
Shh. I think I'm getting a signal.
Yeah, you're right. They're still alive anyway.
You really want me to keep on, Phil? My hand's about dropping off, and it's getting hotter in here.
It's something to do.
Well, nobody can do anything about us anyway.
Okay, John. If it's worrying you, knock it off. We could always play checkers. I'll level up a bit now. Can you make any sense of it, Doc?
It stopped. All I have is 02, 02, 02.
Teddy, we haven't got their code book. We can find out what it means.
I'm afraid it isn't code, Mike. If I interpret it correctly, they are signaling they are short of oxygen.
Then we've got to find them fast. Leveling off, let's take a look around.
No signal at all now, sir.
Keep listening, Lieutenant. They should have a couple of hours air left still.
How far from the seabed are we?
Just a minute. I make it about 100 feet.
Then they must be somewhere near. I'll try clear view. Hey, there she is. Half throttle, turning port. How's the air now?
Not good. We'd only just have enough to reach the surface, even if we broke free now.
Well, there's nothing else we can jettison, except the lighting battery.
Thanks, but no, I've an objection to dying in the dark.
They're still alive anyway, and they're going to be about the most surprised deep-sea divers in the universe in a minute. Cutting engines for glide approach.
You realize we may not be able to do anything, since none of us can leave either supercar or the sphere.
It won't hurt to take a look.
In which case you had better maneuver right into contact with the sphere. We shall then be able to communicate with them.
Sure. I should think they're about ready to give up, and that goes for the people upstairs, too.
Captain, no signals received for 10 minutes or more now, sir.
Very good, Lieutenant. Keep watch. I'll make a signal to base, confirming the loss of LU-1.
I suppose we're never going to find the answer to those impossible echoes now.
John.
What's up?
Oh, nothing. I must be getting spots before my eyes. Oxygen's getting a bit short, I expect.
Why, Phil?
Well, I thought I saw something. That's why I'm coming this way. It looked big enough for a shark.
Not at this depth, old son. At least, I doubt it. What's that? Can't be the battery's falling off the float. We've still got light.
Commander, are you still alive in there?
Hey, now, wait a minute. I'm beginning to have delusions, too.
Chief, Fraser, can you hear us? John, there's something resting up against us.
Sure, Phil, sure. It's a nuclear submarine. The U.S. Navy's everywhere these days, even at 25,000 feet down.
Now quit clowning, John. I tell you, there's something there.
Fraser, Keith, answer if you hear us.
Are you sure we're right against the sphere? They don't answer.
We're in contact, I assure you.
Well, it's going to be pretty tricky if they're unconscious and they can't tell us what happened.
Keith, Fraser.
Oh, come off it, sport. Don't let's kid ourselves.
John, we're both hearing it, John.
Look, it's nearly empty. That's what's talking to us, lack of oxygen. They say when you're short of air, you imagine things.
I can hear them talking.
Maybe they don't believe we're here.
You two in there. Will you, for Pete's sake, stop yammering and answer?
Well, if that's a hallucination, then I've got my wings and harp already.
Keith here? Ahoy there, Commander. Don't ask questions, just answer them. What happened?
Jumping Jim, what the...
Quiet. Quiet. This is Commander Keith and John Fraser here. We are alive and well, but we are running low on oxygen.
What damage to your machine?
The float's damaged, and we think the sphere's jammed between rocks.
Jammed? That's bad, but if the float's torn badly, we're really in trouble.
We must inspect it at once. There's no time to lose.
Roger. Ahoy there! Breaking contact to examine float.
Well, you can stone me. I don't get it. What is that out there?
We'd better save that question for later. And it looks as if there may be a later now.
Cutting drive now. You see anything?
No, nothing yet.
How about that, Doc? Could that have been the fish back there?
Easily. It's lucky he didn't do more. There's a chance.
Right. Back to the sphere.
I wonder what he meant to examine the float. I don't know what he's got out there, but it seems to be able to do more than Lulu ever could.
Commander,
Hello? Back again.
we found a small tear in your float, but only one. You've lost gasoline from one container only, that means. Can you surface on the rest?
Well, what do you think, John? One tank hold out of 12. Can we do it?
If we weren't jammed and if we dropped the last emergency lighting battery, yes, probably.
Can you free us? We can try. Do you think we can?
We're rather limited. We can try to push the sphere loose with the engines.
Okay. Commander, have you got enough oxygen to last out the ascent?
Only just. Whatever you're going to try to do, hurry.
We will. Breaking contact. Hey, Doc.
Yes?
One question. You're the expert. Will the hull stand it? I mean, pushing against a solid object at full throttle.
Well, I should have to consider, calculate.
Well, just guess, Dr. Beaker. There isn't time for calculation.
Yes.
That's good enough for me. Quarter throttle.
I sure hope they know what they're doing. Before we drop our last battery, John, signal the surface.
No point. There's no code message to cover this situation.
I guess not. They'd think we were nuts.
That's got it. Now let's really try. Full throttle.
What are they using? A steam hammer?
That's it. She's shifting.
Be cautious, my dear fellow. The strain on the hull.
Caution nothing. We've got to get those two free.
John, we're coming free.
So's most of the equipment.
Mike, you may damage the seals round the cockpit.
She's nearly free. I can feel it.
Jettison battery, John. We're coming free.
Okay. She's gone, Skipper.
And we're coming loose.
That's it. Throttle's closed. Look, Doc. She's floating.
supercar. With beauty and grace, as swift as can be, watch it flying through the air. It travels in space or under the sea, and it can journey anywhere. Supercar, supercar. It travels on land or roams the skies, through the heavens' stormy rage. It's Mercury manned, and everyone cries, it's the marvel of the age. Supercar, supercar, supercar!